It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Taking a look at the changes for Chicago with the departure of Tom Thibodeau. Just how big of an impact, Shaq, is his absence going to be on this team?
First of all, it's not a departure. He was fired ungreatly. These people fired him. Anyway, they enjoyed great defense all the years under Thibodeau. They were built around defense and rebounding, and I think that might take a step back.
Well, the one thing that Hoiberg is going to have to fight against is success already. And so the measuring stick and the bar, kind of like Steve Kerr, if he can have that kind of success. Mark Jackson raised the bar. All of a sudden he was fired, and then and Kerr came in and wins a championship. Can Hoiberg have the same type of success as Steve Kerr had? This will remain to be seen.
No way.
Of course, Fred Hoiberg, known as the mayor. Would you want to be a politician, Shaq?
Well, I'm a politician, Ernie.
I was about to say. He's the.
What do you mean you're a politician?
I'm a senator, I'm a mayor, I'm a janitor, I'm all of that.
A senator, a mayor, and a janitor. That's a politician.
How about you? I'm still trying to figure out what Shaq just said. How about you? You want to run for political office?
I just want to run from the cities that he's the mayor, the janitor, and of those cities.
I got you, baby.
I'm running away from those
You
cities.
Consider yourself a politician, Shaq.
Of course I am.
What office are you holding?
The office of Icy Hot Mayor. Man up, Ernie.
Another endorsement.
Please, somebody come and get me. Kevin. Oh.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
We've got an electric crowd here in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. It's the Chicago Bulls facing Los Angeles. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. And it's Rose in at the point. Jordan the screen. Griffin dishes to Paul. Griffin a screen on Rose. Redick with it. Butler covering. Just 4 to shoot. Redick with the bucket.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow. But Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
The dish to Jordan. The 8-footer. And he overshot that one, missing.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Now Rose, following the three-point attempt by Pierce, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, taking himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
Both free throws good from Rose.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Redick for three. The shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. Outside Rose. There's the screen. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they have had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
And the technical free throw is good.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Now here's Rose. Gasol kicks to Rose. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team. Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Jordan. Passes to Redick. Outside Pierce. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And again, Chicago, no good. Clippers trail by 3. Redick passes to Pierce. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Pierce has got his second bucket.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Outside Rose. And stolen by Redick. And here we go. Griffin heading to the hoop. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
Now here's Gasol. Noah the screen. Gasol dishes to Dunlap. He used that pick to get in close.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And he gets the bucket. Paul's got his first points of the night.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. How would you compare Chris Paul and Steph Curry?
Well, Steph Curry is just an off-the-chart shooter. I think the best in the history of the game in overall shot making and creativity as far as shooting goes. Paul is more of an orchestrator, a maestro supreme.
Here's Brooks, following the score by Jamal Crawford. Gasol setting the pick for Heinrich. Dishes it to Gibson. Lets it go from 14. And that one comes up a bit short. Here's the Clippers. Big stretch here going 10-2. And it's Paul penetrating. That's a 2 from Smith. Aldridge kicks to Crawford. Inside, second chance shot. A shot's good from Aldridge.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now here's Heinrich. Gasol on the high post. And again, no good by Chicago.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Crawford outside. Here's Smith. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my day.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that. But I will say, it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Mirotic gets the bucket.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Crawford drives in. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Crawford's got his second basket of the night.
Beautiful play by Lance Stevenson. He's as gifted a passer as we have in the league.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers ahead as they wrap up the first quarter with a massive 16-4 run. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
And listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and have gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been. I think it's about where he's going, what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Clippers, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 spot.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Aaron Brooks. second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. And the shot is good.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Now here's Rose. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. The three-pointer off the mark. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Griffin. And it's Rose penetrating. Count that one. Rose has got 6.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move. Timeout. Timeout. Starting.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He said their plan was run their offense through Gibson. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Los Angeles with another miss.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it,
too. Oh, they do, yes, sir.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
That's good from Johnson.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer. And Clark, the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
You know, and getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the strength to do anything with it. I mean, a voracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is because he physically struggles at times at this level.
It's stolen by Johnson. The feed to Paul. They get it again. Beyond the arc. Paul missing again.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggressiveness.
Bulls trail by 7. Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Pass to Gibson. From the wing. The Clippers grab the miss.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Johnson the screen. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he was on the money, there's no doubt.
With Joakim Noah, I mean, you know exactly what he's going to give you every season. Rebounding, block shots, steals a few points, relentless energy and enthusiasm, and even a few assists as well.
And Joakim Noah, he's all about doing whatever it takes to help his club succeed. Always has been. Greg, he did the dirty work when he played inside at Florida. When they won back-to-back championships, he's done it in each and every NBA season in Chicago.
And you just hit on it. I mean, he bites, he scratches, he claws his way into the upper echelon in terms of elite centers in our league. And in 2014 was named All-NBA first team as well as Defensive Player of the Year. Let's just hope he's healthy this season to get back to that level.
Good on the second free throw.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
That's good. Smith's got his second basket.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Now here's Rose. 6 points for him. 5 on the clock. Fires from the wing. The Bulls keep it alive. Clippers leading by 11. Paul outside. And here's Stevenson for 3. And again, Los Angeles with a triple. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Chicago. The Bulls shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. And the free throw, no good. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Here's Gasol following the basket by Lance Stevenson. Comes up empty down low.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
And the Clippers making a change here. Pierce has checked in. Here's Stevenson. The second effort, and it's good on the way in. Stevenson's got 7 points for the quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Here's Pierce. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Pierce has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game.
Complete culture change with this organization.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Barbecue chicken. They were completely overmatched in the low post. I couldn't believe the amount of points they allowed in the paint. Wow, I thought I was out there scoring, playing basketball. They got to switch things up, get some different matchups because they are getting eaten alive. Barbecue chicken.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the 3rd. You look at Chris Paul, what a contribution.
Just a quality performance. And, you know, we do expect to see that from him. And he's always setting the bar high for himself. And sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
And, Greg, you know how it was as the marked man when you were playing on great teams in your past. It's hard to perform when everybody's locked in on you. To be able to play like he has when you have a reputation of being the guy, that's impressive.
Bulls trail by 18. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
So the Bulls 5 right now. At small and power forward, it's Dunleavy and Gasol. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Noah in at the center. Here's Dunleavy after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's Gasol. The turnaround jumper. Count it. Gasol's got 6.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Paul with the three. The rebound by Gasol. Bulls trail by 18. Rose passes to Dunleavy. Back to Rose. Noah with a screen on Paul. Rose dishes to Noah. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Good D by Jordan. Paul with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Paul against Rose. Jordan the screen. 5 on the clock. Paul kicks to Jordan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Butler against Redick. Here's Dunleavy. Drops one in from the wing. Dunleavy's got 6. Los Angeles leading by 18. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Down low. The dive for the ball. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
And the shot is good.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Now here's Paul. He's got 7. Picked by Griffin. Paul kicks to Griffin. Fades back. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here, in his later years. He's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
So for the Clippers, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Jordan. Lance Stevenson comes in for Wesley Johnson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Mirotic is checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Rose. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
Boy, excellent work that time by Paul. Set a nice screen that time.
First personal foul.
Well, you see Blake Griffin, and he is known for his huge dunks and ability to score, but he is a very well-rounded power forward. He's one of the best power forward passers in the league.
And for Griffin in his passing, often you'll see him set up teammates, Greg, for easy looks and dunks.
And with the amount of times that teams have to double team Griffin, that's huge. I mean, even when he's not scoring due to defenses focusing on him, he can still impact the game with his passing.
Here's Stevenson. Aaron Brooks picking up that last basket. And that one's good. 9 points for Lance Stevenson.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
From about 16, it's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Feeds it to Butler. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And it's Paul penetrating. Nice D from Brooks.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Crawford against Gasol. To the wing right side. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. And Chicago also making a switch. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. Free throw drops for Gasol.
Pau Gasol was the #3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Here's Brooks. Following the score by Cole Aldrich. And Mirotic kicks to Brooks. He dishes it to Noah. 11 feet away. Jump shot is good that time. Noah's got 5. Los Angeles leading by 16. Smith outside. Takes it from 10. And that one goes long.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
Butler against Stevenson. Butler on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Clippers ball.
Crawford. No good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Clippers lead by 16. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Los Angeles leading by 16. We've got Pierce. J.J. Redick is out there with Crawford. Then it's Jordan, and it's Smith in at the power forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Heinrich kicks to Mirotic. There's the pass to Dunleavy. For three, Heinrich. No good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Kicks it to Pierce. Smith in the post, covered by Mirotic. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Josh Smith.
And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
And the Bulls making a change here. Gibson's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
Such a wide-open look. And the Clippers lead by 19.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Here's the floater. It's blocked. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Griffin's checked in. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Dunleavy. Pierce covering. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Rose. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And with Smith and his shooting, a lot of it is mental. I mean, he has a terrific stroke from anywhere. The free throws are all in his head because he can make threes. He's just got to be a little more focused.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Offline with his 3.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. And, you know, thinking again about Smith, he made some big shots for the Rockets last year, but you never know quite what you're going to get with him taking perimeter shots.
Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Gasol is checked in for Chicago. Butler comes in for Kirk Hinrich. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Griffin. Rose kicks to Gasol. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Redick with it. Butler covering. Redick passes to Crawford. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. 5 to shoot. And the wide open shot from Redick sinks the triple. And the Clippers lead by 19.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Good. Rose has got 7 points for the quarter.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game. And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
Chris Paul is checked in for the Clippers.
Chris Paul.
Clippers leading by 17. Crawford dishes the ball. He kicks it to Jordan. Pass to Paul. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots from the baseline. Rejected by Gasol. Dunleavy's shot is off.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Now here's Jordan. It's Pierce on the wing. Jordan with a screen on Butler. Here's Pierce. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Clippers lead by 19.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Noah the screen. The dish to Butler. Back to Rose. Noah with a screen for Rose. He feeds it to Dunleavy. Butler in the corner. This one for 3. And that one's good.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Clippers leading by 16. 1:29 left here in the fourth quarter. Crawford kicks to Pierce. Back to Crawford. There's the 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Clippers.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Crawford. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Outside Rose. Passes it to Butler. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Butler kicks it to Noah. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for them.
Griffin up and in from the low block. And the Clippers lead by 14.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Redick passes to Griffin. Jordan with a screen on Gasol. From the baseline. Jordan tips it back in.
Relentless on the glass is what he is, and that tip in was the result of all the hard work he puts in down low.
Rose dishes to Dunley. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
For 3.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Blake, tell us about the energy out there tonight. It seemed like there was a ton of intensity on the floor.
Yeah, that's something we talked about. You know, we talked about not being complacent, settling for jump shots, talked about getting to the hole and playing tough on defense, and I thought that's what our guys did tonight.
Thanks for your time, Blake. Kevin, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jamal Crawford.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
What a performance by Jamal Crawford. I mean, this man has given you so many memorable moments over the years, and tonight was one of them. A multiple six-man award winner. He showed you why, if you give him the ball, spread the floor, you don't need anybody else out there.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.